Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to talk about the upcoming visa bulletin for February 2021. What can we expect from him? I'll also talk about some H1B changes that have recently happened. I have made detailed videos about them as well that you can check out. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that the viewers have asked on my channel. So if you're interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now the February 2021 visa bulletin has not come yet, and we can expect to see some delay in this month. The reason is we have a lot of things going on in the immigration world. First of all, there is a change in the administration that is going to happen this week on January 20th. USCIS is going to close its offices for 2 days on 19th and 20th of January, so which is tomorrow and day after, Tuesday and Wednesday. If it does not come out on Monday, which is today, it might come out on Thursday or Friday or even later. So I just wanted to see what we can expect based on what we saw in the last couple of months to see on the employment-based visa side. So again, here is the side-by-side comparison of the final action dates chart for employment-based preference category. So left-hand side is the December 2020 visa bulletin and the right-hand side is January 2021 visa bulletin. So as you can see, the EB1 category had significantly progressed from April to September of 2019. I am expecting to see the EB1 progress at a faster rate, similar to what we have seen in the last couple of months. So expect to see this date either going to December of 2019 or even further. Eventually it's going to become current in the next few months. Now this is the final action date that we are talking about, which is what is being used since 1st of January 2021. The second preference category is expected to slow, and same with the third preference category. We saw only a week of a change in the second preference category EB2, and I don't expect for that to significantly progress. Same with EB3. The reason is there are a lot of applications that still haven't got their receipt numbers. So remember, in last couple of videos I have mentioned, from the viewers I come to know that only the people who have applied in October have received their receipt date. Very few people who have applied their 485 in November of 2020 have received their receipt notices. Expect about 2 to 3 months from the date of filing of your application to actually receive the receipt date. They are hugely backed up, and then the people who actually send out these receipt notices are different from the ones that are actually processing the applications. And you can imagine, because of the pandemic, because of the holidays, and with the new administration and closure of USCIS for 2 days, there is going to be further delay in issuing these receipt notices for I-485 application. But don't panic, they will eventually come. I am expecting about 2 to 3 months. And then I have also heard that a lot of people who have received their receipt notices have also received their biometric appointment notices right after. So which is good news. Once you receive the receipt notices, they're actually moving the case pretty fast until you receive your biometric appointment. Some have also received their EAD cards within 3 months, which is incredible because in the past we have seen at least 3 to 4 months for receiving your EAD card from the date of filing of your application. So there is some good news and bad news. Now let's come back to the final action dates. For EB2 and EB3 category, it's going to be the same in January. Don't expect any miracles. These dates will progress by 1 or 2 weeks or up to a month, but not more than that. Filing date chart is not going to change for the rest of the year. A lot of people keep asking me about the filing date chart. Now that filing date chart is not relevant for now because USCIS has started adopting final action date chart for processing your application and being able to submit your application starting January 1st of 2021. So for the foreseeable future, for the employment-based category, ignore the filing dates chart. It's not going to move. As you know, in my past couple of videos, I have mentioned what is the priority for the new administration coming in. So Biden administration is going to take their oath and start their administration on Wednesday, January 20th. They have a list of things that they are going to do on day 1 and in their first 100 days. Most of them have to do with ending the travel ban, providing green cards to DACA and TPS applicants, and also providing a pathway to citizenship for about 11 million undocumented immigrants. Those are the kind of priorities that they have set forth. There is no mention of employment-based changes in the immigration agenda for now. That doesn't mean that they are not going to do it. What I'm saying is they are going to have a lot of things on their plate. They are going to have the Senate impeachment trial. They are going to have the $1.9 trillion economic stimulus package to approve through the Congress. And they are also going to have their priorities that I just mentioned that they need to get through in the first several weeks and months. So if they are going to do any changes for employment-based immigration, that may probably have to wait for a couple of months. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, there are some changes in the H-1B. Two prominent changes that I wanted to mention is, one is that your salary is going to be a big factor in whether or not your H-1B gets approved in the upcoming H-1B season. If your salary is equal to or higher than the prevailing wage for that geographic location, then you have a highest chance of getting your H-1B approved. Now, the second change that they mentioned on January 15th, and I made a special video on that one, has to do with the LCA filing by the secondary employer. So what do I mean by secondary employer is, if you are in a situation where you are working for a consultancy company, but you are working at a third-party client, you are actually doing the job and day-to-day work for a different company. Now, the new rule that has been published says that even your end client has to file your LCA. Now, this rule takes effect after 180 days. So the effective date would be July 14th of 2021. So it's not effective immediately, but that gives 6 months of time period for your employer or your end client to prepare for the LCA. Now, you would ask whether the new administration would cancel this. It is to be seen. As I said, they have a lot on their plate, undocumented immigrants and other stuff that I mentioned. So whether or not they come to rescinding these changes for H-1B is to be seen. Now, there is going to be a lot of pushback. There is going to be lawsuits filed against these changes for H-1B. So it is to be seen if it goes into effect in 180 days. But that is big change that is coming for H-1B. Now, there are some people who have asked me a funny question, whether it is worthwhile to go from a H-1B status to becoming undocumented, because it seems like the new administration is interested in giving out the green cards to undocumented immigrants. So understandably, some people are thinking that it might be an easy pathway to getting a green card. I would caution you against doing anything like that. I know it was a funny question, but I thought I would just mention it. Nobody should be recommending you to become an undocumented just to get a green card. That is not going to happen. Now, somebody asked me whether these H-1B salary changes are going to be impacting the upcoming H-1B lottery. Yes, they are going to be impacting how the H-1Bs are selected from that lottery. The salary requirement is going to be the primary consideration for selecting an H-1B for a person. Now, somebody asked me whether the filing date chart in the visa bulletin is going to matter for the rest of the year. For all practical purposes, it is not going to matter for anybody who is applying for 485. Starting January of 2021, the USCIS is going to use the final action date chart only for you to be able to submit your I-485 application. Your application only gets processed if your priority date is current as per the filing dates chart. So for the remainder of the year, you could easily ignore the filing date chart. Now, some people have also asked me to make a video on green card. What are its benefits? What are the things that you need to do to maintain a green card, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to make a detailed video on green cards. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please do subscribe to my channel so that you get a notification as soon as I make that video. So I hope you liked this video. If you have any more questions, just put them in the comment section below and I will try to go through them and make a specific video if the topic is popular. If you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.